Hi, I'm Martina Nankivell, a psychiatric physician assistant and an ADHD expert and coach for ADHD career women. I'm excited today to talk about top traits of effective, efficient people, as well as successful people. And what is really exciting about all of this is what I normally coach and talk about and what we work on and share in my ADHD Wonder Woman coaching program are a lot of the tools and techniques of what top successful and productive people do and are already doing. So it's really great to see the overlap and how us ADHDers, we can be successful people, we can be efficient people as long as we know what tools to do and implement them. So let's jump right in and get going on what that consists of. So first of all, I'm going to review top characteristics of efficient people and tangible tools and techniques of what we can do to become effective, efficient people. So the first one is successful and efficient, effective people learn from their mistakes and failures. They take the time to review and think about what went well, what didn't go well, what do I want to replicate and do again, what do I want to change because it didn't go so hot and I don't want to do that again. So they learn from mistakes and successes. They cultivate deep work. Number two, they cultivate deep work, meaning they know that you need a time block to get important things done, and they're willing to make and find the time to dedicate a few hours to that. For example, if you just try to work on your taxes for 15 minutes here and there, we're probably not going to get a lot done or be thorough and accurate because we're just chopping up a little bit of time to do deep work here and there. So we need to make and schedule in, block it into our calendar, time to do the deep work. For example, taxes are things that need time and focus. The other important thing with that is overlapping that type of work with your best hours of your day. So I'm not going to try to start doing my taxes at 9 p.m. because I'm not a night owl and I'm not going to be able to focus and stay on task well. So my best productivity time's in the morning, so it would make the most sense, it would behoove me to overlap my bulk productive time with my most effective, efficient time. And that's what effective, successful people do. Number three is they keep a distraction list. So you can use this a few ways. So you can, while you're doing your Pomodoro productivity techniques or you're in a productivity session, you can keep a little note paper by your side, physical paper or your computer, and write down things that come to mind, your distraction list. So I need to take the chicken out of the freezer to thaw. I need to change out the laundry. I need to call back the dentist's office to change my appointment. All these things that run through our brain that are important and we need to do at the end of the day, but we don't want to do them right now in the middle of doing our taxes or whatever heavy lifting, hard work we're doing right now. So we can write it on the paper and come back to it on our break or at some other time in the day. So we don't forget it and our mind doesn't have to hold on and think about that the whole time we're trying to do our taxes. The flip side to that is if you repeatedly go to things and allow yourself to be distracted by things regularly, such as social media or other things, you can write a list of what you normally get distracted by so that when you are being effective and productive, if you start going to social media or something else on your list, you can be like, no, Martina, this is on my distraction list. I'm not going to let the distractions win or buy my time or buy my productive time right now. I'm doing my taxes. I can do my distraction list, my fun things, my distractions at distraction time. So you can use that kind of two ways, and effective and efficient people do that. Make fewer decisions, number four. So we don't need to have to know what all the restaurants are in the area to decide what we're gonna eat for lunch. Pick something, move on. Make fewer decisions. Don't have to analyze all the different types of face moisturizer for nighttime. For women, there are, I'm sure, dozens and dozens of brands. Look at 4, 6 brands or 4 or 6 different ones. Pick one, move on. I'm sure they're all decent. Don't spend too long giving yourself too many options. In the US, we have too many options to pick from, and it's to our detriment. It leads to mental overload, mental fog, and it's not helpful in helping us make efficient and effective decisions. If we're all about efficiency, getting things done, then we need to make a decision, move on. Is it really going to matter at the end of the day or a week or a month from now if you had chicken or fish for lunch? Probably not, right? Pick something, move on. Pick your work outfit for the day, move on. Not that significant. Save your time and brain power for things that actually are going to move the needle and things that are truly important for you. The next one is find repeatable shortcuts. So what are different shortcuts at work and at home that I can do to buy myself time to be more efficient? These would be examples like putting together a standard operating system for at work to follow that. Delegate tasks to other employees and interns, so offload and delegate where you can. Increase your typing speed, use technology and AI to your advantage. That's what it's there for, right? Use technology and AI to your advantage. Another thing on the list is eliminate ineffective communication. How many back and forth emails do we have at work about, when do you want to meet? When should we talk about this? And then they say Tuesday, and then you say what time Tuesday, and then you say that doesn't work. Like, how much back and forth banter and emails are we spending our time and mental capacity on things that aren't important and should be a lot more efficient? Efficient, effective people are going to be a lot more efficient. Can you meet at 10:30 on Tuesday? Yes or no? Or they send a link. Hey, let's try to do it Tuesday. Here's my calendar. Book in a time on my calendar and let's make it happen. That's going to be a lot more efficient. So we need to cut down on inefficient communication. We need to plan for things to go wrong. Effective people plan for when things are going to go wrong. They plan for flat tires. They plan for speed bumps in the road so that when they happen, it doesn't derail them and they can keep being effective and efficient and continue on with their day. Effective people also often don't book things back to back to back to back all day long because they know if one thing throws them off, or if there's a speed bump or a hiccup, which most likely is bound to happen, that they don't want it to derail them or derail their headspace for the rest of the day. So it is important to plan and book things on your calendar, but not have your calendar so tight and back to back to back all day that if one thing goes wrong or one thing runs late, that now you're kind of thrown off for the rest of the day, or just stressed and anxious trying to catch up the rest of the day. Effective people are good at doing the work, starting the work and doing the work before they get motivated or inspired. It's often hard for ADHDers because we want that dopamine, we need that excitement, we need that novelty oftentimes to get us like ramped up to doing something. But effective people don't wait until the stars align and when they're feeling completely motivated and excited and energized and the right time of the day to do things per se. They start before they're energized or motivated to be efficient, effective, and get things done. Manage your energy, we talked about that, so you don't only just want to manage your time, but you also want to manage your energy. What does that mean? So putting the hardest and biggest deep work tasks and times during your highest productivity and best time of the day. Similarly, effective people are good at saying no. ADHDers are often impulsive and we blurt out things before we really think about them. We might commit and say yes and overcommit to things too easily. Effective and efficient people are good at saying no. No, I'm sorry, I can't join that committee. No, I'm sorry, I can't be part of that extracurricular or that community service event. Effective and efficient people know what they want and ultimately often know how to get there and know that they can't take too many sidetracks or get derailed too much to ultimately get to where they want to be. Next, efficient people know when to ask for help. They know they don't need to reinvent the wheel and everything. They know when to turn to their mentor or guide or guru or coach or teacher or friend or colleague or someone who's been there, done that. So they're not just spinning their wheels and wasting their time trying to reinvent the wheel when it's not necessary. Follow up to those, which are a lot of the top things that effective and efficient people do. These are some other things that effective and efficient people do. My reason to review this today is so that you can evaluate which ones you do and which ones you want to focus on. So pick one or two of the things we're talking about that you're not focusing or being intentional about to start working on so that you too can become more effective, more efficient, because isn't that what we all want to do, especially as ADHDers? So other things, there's proactive thinking. Effective and efficient people often plan ahead and can think ahead and kind of plan for the end in sight. They often start with the end in mind, so they don't just start and kind of see where things go. They see where they want to get to, what's the goal, the end result, and then they back up from there, backtrack and say, what do I need to do now? What are the steps? What's the timeline to get to my result in the time I want? Effective people seek first to understand and then to be understood. So effective, efficient people often will learn, understand first before they chime in and say their 2 cents. Sharpen the axe. I like this trait or characteristic a lot. So a lot of times efficient and effective people can make decisions really fast. And to the outsider or to the ADHDer, it's like, wow, how can they make such big and important decisions so fast and make good decisions? Sharpen the axe. So what that means is it's really important to read more, learn more, constantly be updated in your skill set so that you're really, sharp and know what is going on in your skill set. You're immersed in it. You know the goods and the bads, the ups and the downs, so that you're so familiar and immersed in it and up to date on things that you can make effective, good, quick decisions. And it's not spur of the moment or just going by the seat of your pants. It's actually good decisions, but it's fast and effective because you're so knowledgeable about it that you've processed it. It makes sense. You can move on. Optimistic. A lot of times effective people are optimistic, hopeful. They're optimistic about the future, that things are going to go well. They don't let roadblocks stand in their way. They're resilient. When they get pushed down, they get right back up and start again, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. They're good at overcoming setbacks and continuing on. It's not that efficient and effective people don't have setbacks. It's that they plan for them and they know how to manage them. And they don't let emotional dysregulation take the driver's seat. They don't let discouragement, guilt mentality, closed mindset mentality, anything like that take control in the moment. Also, oftentimes efficient, effective people are confident. They're confident in their endeavors. They know a lot about their skill set, so they're confident in the decisions they make, as well as communication skills. They often can communicate effectively and efficiently so that they can get their point across and continue the conversation in a smooth manner to get things through. So those are the top traits for effective, efficient people. Now I'm going to transition a little bit into what top successful people do. So successful can mean a lot of things, right? It can be financial success, it can mean mental stability, it can mean peace of mind, it can mean good work-life balance. There are a lot of different things success can look like depending on what it means to you. But these are top characteristics of what successful people do. Similarly, there's a lot of overlap with what effective and efficient people do, and there's a lot of overlap of what successful people do as to what we work on in our coaching program day in and day out, which is really exciting, meaning the things we're working on in the ADHD Wonder Woman coaching program are naturally making us more effective, efficient, and successful, which is what we all want to be, right? Okay, so a lot of them overlap, so I'm not going to take too much time to go through these, but these are top characteristics of successful people. The first one is resilient and persistent. We pretty much talked about that one already with efficient and effective people. They bounce back from things. They don't let things get them down. They're persistent. They don't let one bad thing just ruin the show and they throw it out the window. They continue. They have a strong work ethic. They're willing to put in the work. They're willing to get started before they're motivated or excited about something. They have a growth mindset. They are not held back by past failures or past issues. They know they can succeed. They know they can overcome. If something happens, if a door is shut, they know there's a different option. They know there's a window that could be opened. They know there's not a dead end. With the growth mentality, growth mindset, you know you can accommodate and you know you can make do and you know you can continue moving forward regardless of what is presented at you. So growth mentality is crucial and seen so much in successful people. Also, adaptability. Nothing goes as planned in life, right? So successful people can be adaptable, go with the flow, change as needed. They don't get all bent out of shape and can't move forward. Oftentimes, successful people are self-aware and self-confident. They're knowledgeable about their skill set and they're confident about what they're doing, and they portray themselves with confidence and ease. Similarly, they're confident because they're continuous learners, what we already talked about. They're continuously learning about the new and the updates in their skill set. They network and they collaborate. So if you're a medical person that's an entrepreneur and you naturally don't have any medical people who are entrepreneurs, like for example in my case, in my family, then in my family or friend set, ultimately, I need to find a network, a mentor, a group of people to run with. And physically, or where I live, it's really small. So probably virtually that have been there, done that, that can give me true and tried advice and good tips, because I can have friends and family that do things other than myself. But when it comes to seeking good advice for business, for financial investments, things like that, it's really important to go to people who have been there, done that, bigger than you and been successful in that area. So we're not here to live alone and do this on our own. We need community, we need accountability, we need mentorship, we need networking, and successful people know that very well, and they know who to reach out to and where to go when they need something. They're good at time management. They're good at prioritizing what they need to do and staying on that task and not getting derailed and sidetracked by things easily. They're effective communicators. They take initiative. They're go-getters. Let's get this done. Let's start. I don't need someone to motivate me. I'm going to motivate myself. They're good at problem solving. We talked about that. They're good at risk taking, but it's calculated risks oftentimes, successful people. They're knowledgeable. They've been there, they've done that. They've networked. They have good mentors in place. So they're up to date on their topic of expertise, so they can make risks and educated risks and take risks because of the place they're in, and that often increases their success. They're passionate and purposeful. Usually successful people are excited, are motivated, are on fire. Get you excited, get you riled up for what they're excited about and what they're passionate about, and it's really exciting to have and see that. Oftentimes, lastly, they're empathetic and good at emotional intelligence, meaning they can relate, they care, they understand, they can read the crowd, they can feel your emotions. So those are the traits of effective, efficient people, and then successful people. I know I went through that pretty fast. There is some overlap, but which one or two of those, first of all, are you good at? And you want to pat yourself on the back for being good at, because it's important to do that. And you want to keep running with and doing strongly. But secondly, which one or two of those things maybe you're not great at, or you're like, wow, like that totally makes sense. Like, I need to network more. I need to find a mentor. I shouldn't be trying to invent the wheel and do this on my own. Let's find someone who's been there, done that, and save my time and be more efficient and be more successful. Which of those areas do you need to do? In ADHD Wonder Woman coaching, that's what we're here for. So if you have ADHD symptoms that are holding you back, that are keeping you stuck on the hamster wheel, you're putting in so much effort, but you're not seeing progress with your focus, your productivity, you're starting tasks, you're completing tasks, you don't have good work-life balance, you're spending too much time at work or thinking about work, then that's what we're all about. If you want to run faster and easier to being thriving and in control of your ADHD in life, have good work-life balance, feel poised, collected in any situation, then let's connect and see if working together makes sense for you. Thank you. Have a blessed day.